Hey, it's Rob. Welcome to the Everyday Investor, the hottest real estate investment show in the world. That's right, I said it. I don't care who knows it. We've got a fantastic show lined up. We've got my personal lawyer on the show. He helps me with everything when it comes to corporate and real estate law, and Anthony Maniaci. After that, we've got Kemba Williams. We're going to be talking about investing in rental properties. Remember, you always want to ask 4 questions whenever you're investing into anything to start. Number 1, what is the ROI, the return on investment? Number 2, when do I get that, along with the money that I put in? Number 3, what's the minimum investment amount needed? Number 4, what is the risk, the worst case scenario? Get out your paper, your pen. We're going to go through some numbers. We're going to have a great show. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
The Everyday Investor has been brought to you by ProFunds Mortgages, Fixed Returns, Real Security. The Real Estate Center Canada, for all your buying, selling, and investing needs. Exteriors, providing you with full-service exterior renovations.
For over 10 years, Strong-Based Interlock and Landscaping has providing professional services to homeowners across the Greater Toronto Area. We are dedicated to ensuring your landscaping resembles the beauty you have envisioned. Our team guarantees competitive prices and the highest level of customer satisfaction through our integrity and commitment to quality landscaping services. For a free estimate on your next project, call us at 416-800-1585 or visit our website at sbinterlock.com. Whatever your interlocking and landscaping needs, you can count on Strong Base.
At Here to Clean, we understand that inviting someone into your home is a big deal. All of our cleaners are carefully vetted to ensure we send the right person to care for your home. We offer a variety of cleaning services to meet our various clients' needs, from small office and vacation rental cleaning, post-renovation, and move-in cleaning. We will arrange a team of professionals with the right skill sets to tackle your toughest jobs and get them done right. Email, call, or text us to discuss your unique needs.
Hey there, this is Anthony Maniaci. Here at Maniaci Sobel Altbaum, we're a law firm working for you in all facets of the law. My specialty is working in corporate commercial law and real estate, but we have lawyers that work in all other areas, including litigation and family. Our practice focuses on service with a personal touch, delivering in-depth legal advice and guidance to our clients, treating you as people, not as a number. You can reach us at maniacilaw.com.
Hey, it's Jeff and Mark from Exteriors. Exteriors provides you with full-service exterior renovations, including roofing, siding, aluminum, and eaves troughs. We treat every renovation as if it were our own, guaranteeing impeccable craftsmanship. Exteriors Renovations. Contact us for a free quote.
At High Peaks Custom Homes, we understand that your family is unique, and your home should be too. We are dedicated to understanding your vision and bringing it to life with great attention to detail and expert craftsmanship. Contact us at High Peaks Custom Homes to speak with our design team and start your new home.
Canadian Real Estate Wealth, Canada's leading authority on residential real estate investment, can help you grow your portfolio, build equity, and find the perfect market for your next investment property. Available both online and in print. Canadian Real Estate Wealth is written by investors for investors. Each issue brings proven, practical advice on all aspects of your investor's journey: property management, financing, alternative investing, and so much more. In 2018, when you think ROI, think CREW. Visit CanadianRealEstateMagazine.ca to subscribe today.
The Real Estate Center is one of North America's leading real estate firms, helping everyday people buy, sell, and invest in real estate. By leading with education, we make sure our clients have the know-how and confidence to make informed decisions, allowing them to reach their goals. Through our vast network of experienced advisors, the Real Estate Center is able to provide a full-service experience across the entire country. Whether you're looking for your first home, an income property, or commercial investment, we're here to help. Visit our website at therealestatecenter.com.
Hey, it's Rob. Welcome back to the Everyday Investor. Today we're going to be talking about making money investing in rental properties. Before we do that, we're going to talk about probably one of the most important people you need to have on your team when it comes to real estate investing, and that is your lawyer. Anthony, thanks for being on the show. Thanks for being my lawyer over the years here. Before we kind of get into some of the legal jargon, how's everything? How's life? How do you see the market going? All that kind of good stuff.
Things are slowly picking up as we move through a very sort of sleepy spring market. But I am seeing things starting to move. I think people are starting to better understand how the new mortgage rules in Ontario are going to work, how they're going to play with their personal situation. It has caused for a rather chaotic market, I think, since January. We are seeing some settling. And one thing I'm definitely seeing is the pockets. You know, some pockets are hot, some pockets aren't.
Yeah.
And so I have clients sort of all over the place, some who are a little worried, some who happy to ride it out. But the one thing that there seems to be this general sort of comfort with is that as we move and progress towards the summer, the signs are there. It's just a question of whether or not we're going to see any more sort of tinkering with respect to the government and the mortgage rules and policies in place, or if they're going to let this sort of flush itself out, I guess, over the next little while.
Yeah, I mean, people ask me all the time, you know, Rav, what do you think of the market? What do you think of the market? And I think, you know, real estate goes up and down, upwards, you know, kind of like a yo-yo on an escalator, if you will. But the government, I mean, they can change it all. You know, whatever they kind of put in place, they can make it tank, they can make something burst, they can, you know, maybe not over the long run, but it's. I mean, what do you think about these changes and trying to get a little bit more conservative? Do you think it's going to work, or do you think it's time that Toronto is on its way to become Manhattan and there's nothing we can do to stop it? I mean, some people are just not going to be able to live or rent in Toronto.
There's so many factors involved in that question, right? I mean, first let's get out of the way. None of us have a crystal ball.
Yeah.
There's no way to properly understand exactly how things are going to go. What I have seen is that definitely even the May 2017, what do they call it, the 16-point plan that was brought in by the provincial government here, definitely had a chilling effect on the market. We all saw it. We know of lots of people who have bought into situations where they couldn't afford the home because it either didn't appraise properly after the fact or whatever the case may be. So, you know, I would say from about June to September, October of 2017, the market was all over the place and nobody knew what to do. I think there's been a readjusting of valuations here to better reflect the market. But most importantly, Rav, it's been over 25 years. What have we seen? Up, not even upward with a tick. I mean, maybe 2008, maybe 2001. But for the most part, all we've seen are historically low interest rates that have fueled a market that's gone nothing but up. 20 to 25 years is a generation of people who never really understand an increase in interest rates. That is going to spook anybody, even at 25 basis points, let alone 50, a full percentage point on the bank prime.
Yeah.
You have that sort of set against the fact that, you know, the federal government has to kind of look and say, well, as I increase rates, so too goes our dollar. And they want our dollar sitting in that nice meaty 75 to 80 cent range. And so there's all kinds of things, and those are just two factors.
Yeah.
I even hit on.
So the people that you know, it doesn't appraise, they put deposits down. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's not much we can do. I mean, it is
well,
what
listen,
it is.
Buyer beware. And I can tell you that I've personally witnessed it where, you know, if you can't close, you've agreed to buy, you've either waived conditions or there were no conditions, eek. Hopefully people don't do that anymore, but you know, let's say you waived conditions and then the property didn't appraise. It's your obligation to come up with the difference between what the bank is willing to give you and what you need. If you can't, you're still responsible to that vendor. Now let's add to that another layer. If that vendor's buying from somebody else and there's a chain, guess what? The person who starts that chain in the end will most likely be left holding the bag.
Yeah.
We've seen article upon article in the various different papers in the city that talk about that you really, really need to do your homework. And this is something you and I have talked about for years on the show, that due diligence and education and understanding the market and not being emotional in your decisions, being rational and logical and coming through it properly is going to do you much better than, you know, sort of falling in love with a house, I guess is sort of the cliche, right?
And I think one of the things that we talk about, which, you know, frustrates you because you care for these people that are buying a home or investing, is that they come to you a little too late. I mean,
always.
You know, you've got your realtor, you've got your lawyer, you've got your insurance broker, your home inspector, your all that kind of stuff. But really, in essence, as much as we think I need my realtor and my mortgage specialist, really the one quarterbacking a lot of this is my lawyer, and we should, you know, go to our lawyer first and say, here's what I'm thinking, here's what I want to do, and then you can give them their advice.
Right. I mean, I always tell my clients, right? I mean, again, what's one day? What's 12 hours to just wait? Let my lawyer have a look at this thing, make sure what's what. I mean, I can't sit there and talk to you about values. But, you know, I can sit there and say to you, do you have your mortgage set ready to go, where they've valued that house and they're comfortable with the valuation you've put on the purchase price. I have a file that dates back to 2017 from the summer where people ended up basically offering $200,000 over what the bank appraised the property at. No conditions, and away you go. Oh, and to make matters worse, the real estate agent double-ended the deal. So there were all kinds of subtle problems with that. But all of that is to say that you got to make sure that everything is being done properly, especially as a buyer. It's not just it's not just important for what you can qualify for anymore. You also have to ensure that you got the value there in the property.
Yeah.
And these are changes that, you know, most realtors were on the ball with, but every once in a while, and in this case, like unsolicited offers coming in, people, you know, in the euphoria of the market, and they get caught.
It's interesting. I mean, you mentioned the word double end, where realtors, you know, can represent both the seller and the buyer. And I'm not making any comment on that, but I know years ago that changed with lawyers. Lawyers at one time were able to represent both seller and buyer, but they realized it's a conflict of interest.
That was well before my time practicing. I've never known that to be the case, and I just don't understand why anybody would ever want a person sitting on both sides of any deal. Who's negotiating on your best half, right? Or for your best interest, excuse me, in that regard? If you have a realtor who's got to play both sides, you need to engage your lawyer right away, because somebody's got to be watching out for your back, sort of thing. And if they're not, and if you're sort of leaning, and if the realtor is willing to put themselves in a position where they don't say, look, I'm in a conflict of interest, I need to back out, or I need to bring in somebody and I'll split my commission and deal with it, because at the end of the day, a lot of times it's about commission and what they want, so as a realtor. So you have to be always asking the question, who's negotiating for me? Who's looking out for my best interest? And so I've never believed in one person sort of acting on both sides, unless they're a mediator, and then they're not acting on both sides. They're just trying to facilitate. If you have an interest that you require protecting, you want somebody protecting it exclusively. You know, and if your agent says, well, I can double end, you know, you should be, as a vendor, saying, I'm not comfortable with that. And as a purchaser, same thing.
Yeah.
Who's trying to negotiate that really low price? It's a delicate dance, and so it's just not worth it.
We're going to go to break here in about 30 seconds. Kemba's going to come on and talk about an investment. I mean, she lives here in the GTA, but decided to invest a couple hours away. We can make some great returns, not necessarily just in our own backyard.
It's all about outside the box thinking, right?
Yeah, all about the numbers. Yep. Listen, it's great to have you on the show. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate that. Let's talk to Kemba when we come back. Make sure you get your paper, your pen out. We're going to go through some numbers and look at the type of returns we can make investing in rental properties. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
The Everyday Investor has been brought to you by ProFunds Mortgages, fixed returns, real security. The Real Estate Center Canada, for all your buying, selling, and investing needs. Exteriors, providing you with full-service exterior renovations.
Canadian Real Estate Wealth, Canada's leading authority on residential real estate investment, can help you grow your portfolio, build equity, and find the perfect market for your next investment property. Available both online and in print. Canadian Real Estate Wealth is written by investors for investors. Each issue brings proven, practical advice on all aspects of your investor's journey: property management, financing, alternative investing, and so much more. In 2018, when you think ROI, think CREW. Visit CanadianRealEstateMagazine.ca to subscribe today.
ProFunds Mortgages and its affiliate Valor Capital offers expert service and funding solutions for builders and developers, offering first and second mortgages with a combination of institutional and private lending. ProFunds Mortgages and Valor Capital offer a full-service construction and development package with in-house engineers, developers, builders, planners, and the best of financial analysts. With the many years of experience and credibility, ProFunds and Valor would love to be your added value financial partner. Visit us at profunds.ca.
Hey, it's Jeff and Mark from Exteriors. Exteriors provides you with full-service exterior renovations, including roofing, siding, aluminum, and eaves troughs. We treat every renovation as if it were our own, guaranteeing impeccable craftsmanship. Exteriors Renovations. Contact us for a free quote.
At High Peaks Custom Homes, we understand that your family is unique, and your home should be too. We are dedicated to understanding your vision and bringing it to life with great attention to detail and expert craftsmanship. Contact us at High Peaks Custom Homes to speak with our design team and start your new home.
For over 10 years, Strong-Based Interlock and Landscaping has providing professional services to homeowners across the Greater Toronto Area. We are dedicated to ensuring your landscaping resembles the beauty you have envisioned. Our team guarantees competitive prices and the highest level of customer satisfaction through our integrity and commitment to quality landscaping services. For a free estimate on your next project, call us at 416-800-1585 or visit our website at sbinterlock.com. Whatever your interlocking and landscaping needs, you can count on Strong Base.
Like people, businesses have their journey, their path, sometimes straight, but more often evolving, growing, and adapting. And like people, businesses' needs change, creating the need for knowledge in areas like accounting, consulting, and tax. Areas critical to your continued growth and success, all part of the journey, and all part of what we do together with you. So that when your business has arrived, it's ready to keep going. MNP, wherever business takes you.
Hey, it's Vitali, Rav's door and window guy. Here are 4 quick tips when choosing doors and windows for your home. 1. Get 2 to 3 estimates from a reputable vendor. 2. Choose the right manufacturer. 3. Make sure you have a warranty. And 4. Get professional installation. To book a free estimate, contact us at torontodoorsandwindows.ca.
Hey, it's Rav. Welcome back to the Everyday Investor. Today we're talking about investing in rental properties. Kemba Williams is on the show. Kemba, thanks so much for being here with me.
Welcome. Thank you.
It's always great to see, just everyday people like you and I getting into real estate. It's not so complicated. I know it can be scary at first. It was for me. What are your thoughts? I mean, we're going to look at one of your properties. Is this your first property, your only property right now?
It's my second.
Your second property?
Yes.
Okay, and how long ago was the first?
10 years.
10 years ago?
Yes.
And did it not go well, the first one?
It was a lot to manage. I was learning. I wasn't really focused on it. And so I was, just figuring it out.
So now we're back in the game.
And now we're back in the game. I sold that one and I got connected with KeySpire.
Okay.
And I learned a lot. Yeah. And so from learning that, not wanting to make any past mistakes, so I've moved forward and I think I'm doing okay.
KeySpire, Anthony, we're familiar with our friends Scott and Michael at KeySpire, an education company, and they were to help you to be nurtured into buying a property. And what's interesting to me is you live here in the GTA area, but this property is a couple hours away. I mean, we don't have to mention the city if you don't like, but it's a couple of hours away. And so how were you able to do that? I mean, you drove it back and forth a lot. Did you have a team set up?
So one thing I learned is getting a team in place, getting a good realtor, as well as the GTA.
Good lawyer.
A good lawyer.
Yes.
Yes. And the GTA was just unaffordable. Like, especially last year, it was crazy. And so I've been looking at lots of different places just to see what are the returns and how do I do well wherever I need to go. So
at the end of the day, it's really, what's the return on my investment, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's really what it's about. I can put it probably in the bank. I can put it in a GIC, a guaranteed, what is that? Investment certificate. I don't even know what it means, which is nothing's guaranteed. But I can make 2-3% on that, 1%. Or on this project that we're going to look at this property, what was your return on investment on a, kind of on a 12-month basis?
55%.
55%. Stop it. Really? Okay, help me with the numbers here for a second. I mean, what do you think of that, Anthony? 55%.
It's incredible.
Let's take a look at it. So you bought a property a couple hours away from here. What was the purchase price?
It was $495,000.
$495,000. Okay, so that's what the purchase price was, and how much did we put down on that?
$99,000.
$99,000. So what were your closing costs on that purchase?
About $8,800.
$8,800. Okay, and then did we do any kind of put some lipstick on it or some major renovation? Did we do anything like that, or was it just turnkey, move-in ready?
It was almost turnkey. I just wanted to add a unit, and so
You just wanted to add a unit. Okay, so we didn't want a single family. We wanted to turn it into what? An up and down, or a duplex side by side, or what?
It already is a duplex side by side, and so I was just adding a unit to one side. So it was one unit on one side, but I was just making it into two.
And that was, what was the cost, the renovation cost for that?
About 17,000.
17,000.
Yeah.
Okay, so with our down payment 99, our closing cost of 8,800, and then the 17, the total cash invested on this property was
124,800. So 125, call it.
okay, $125,000. Okay,
Yep.
and then so we're making money four ways on this property. There's cash flow.
Yep.
And so what was after all your expenses went out? What was left over? How much?
So cash flow for a year would
Yeah.
be 10,000.
10,000.
Oh, after
Yeah.
all expenses.
All of it, yeah. So okay, so that's not bad, Anthony. $800 a month. That's
fantastic,
change.
yeah.
Right. So $10,000 was our cash flow. That's the money that's coming in, and then of course, what's beautiful about real estate is somebody else is paying down our mortgage, and so how much was being paid down on, in over a year?
About 7,800.
7,800. So we're looking at about just over 600 a month on that, and then just naturally, you gave yourself an appreciation passively of what?
5%.
5%. 5% on, because you did some work to this. How much did this value, let's look at the active appreciation, how much you forced it up by just putting in, that kitchen. How much would that have been?
About 25,000, I would say.
$25,000,
Yeah.
and you bought it for $495, so we brought it up to $520,000.
Yeah.
And then just naturally it's going to go up, and you took 5% on the 520?
Oh, I took 5% on the original purchase.
The
I didn't even-
$495.
Yeah, I didn't even add the extra.
It's all good. It's all
Yeah.
good. Hey, listen, when you're making 55%, we don't need to make 56. We're good. We're good there. Okay, so the active appreciation was 25,000, and then naturally you took 5% of the 495, and that's what?
That's 26,250.
26,250. And then so when we add all those numbers up, what you want to do whenever you're trying to figure out the return on investment is look at all your profit, divide it by what you're in for. So in this case, our profit is just over 69,000, 69,050, and we divide that by what you were in for, which is 124,800, and it spits us out the 55%.
There you go.
You weren't lying.
No.
That is absolutely fantastic. And then going forward, obviously we're not going to have that forced appreciation of $25,000, but just with the cash flow, the passive increase, and the debt reduction, we're still going to be in the 40% range or whatever the case is. What do you think of this?
These numbers never cease to amaze me. You just sit back and if you do your homework and are willing to go outside of the box a little bit or outside of a major center, you can really find some incredible rates of return. It's fantastic.
And what I appreciate, with you, Kemba, is that, you took a stab at it kind of not knowing what you were doing per se 10 years ago, got rid of it. Did you lose money on that?
No.
Yeah,
no.
I mean, that's the thing about real estate. You might not have made 55% on your annualized, but real estate's pretty forgiving. We still need to be careful and have our people in place. But then a little bit of education, and here you are in your first property, 2 hours away from where you live. And so what's next for you then? Are we going to continue down this path?
Absolutely.
And where did you get the capital to do this?
So I sold my first income property last year.
Oh, the one that you had 10 months ago,
10
years ago,
yep.
You recently sold that.
I recently sold it.
Okay, and you took that, and now we're into this one. So what's going forward? What are we going to be doing?
I'm going to look for more opportunities like this and help reach out to my team and try to get more. So that's the plan.
You put $17,000 into it. That obviously that was somebody local in that area. You didn't bring them from Toronto, and they didn't drive 2 hours down with you and do it, or who did the kitchen?
No.
Who did it?
So,
somebody local.
Somebody local, absolutely, yes. And so my realtor was very good, and he sort of connected me with a lot of people in the community to say this person might be good. And I mean, I did my own due diligence to check around and ask and so on. But it's good to have a connected group of people to help guide you, give you good information, give you good connections, and so on.
So now that you've done this, 10 years later, do you feel like it seems easier and easier, and the things that you're looking at, or is there still a level of difficulty here, kind of getting into the whole investment game?
Well, at some point, the monies that I sold will be invested, and then I will have to figure out how do I do another investment after that.
Yeah.
That's a challenge. I'll
Probably refinance and put into another property as long as the numbers make sense.
Yeah, so that's one thing, but I think the more education I have and the more people I meet, I think that will help to help me continue on this path. And I'm looking forward to it a whole lot.
And why are we doing this? I mean, I always say the only reason why I invest is so that I can create time for me to be able to spend with family and friends. I mean, other people have different desires. They want to go and travel the world, or they want to, aggressively help third world, or what's your kind of why into why you're getting into this game?
Time is a huge thing, but I have 2 little ones at home. My daughter's 4, my son's 2.
Congratulations.
And I have an older daughter, she's 11.
Yeah.
And, we just family, just making sure my parents are getting older, making sure that we have a, income to rely on, and we're okay. The kids will need to go to school. There's a lot.
Anthony, we talk about it all the time. When you have a strong why such as that, as opposed to, I just want to make money. The latter can happen, but it's not as effective.
The latter will take care of itself if your intention and your desire is true. We've talked about that many times. If your intention is just to get this for the money, you're focusing on the wrong thing. I think that if you allow for things like family to be that burning fire that keeps you going, keeps your perspective there, so that if the money is tight this year, it's not as big a concern and as big a worry as next year, and those sorts of things. And we say it in every endeavor: you don't ever make money the reason why you do something. The money will follow if your passion shines through.
Yeah.
And you're a testament to that, Rob.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you. We talked a little bit about sometimes people, where do we get the money to get started, right? And a lot of people, if you can sleep at night, we have a lot of money in our own residence, in our own personal residence. Even with investment properties, over a couple of years, 2-3 years perhaps, Kemba's going to build up some equity in there, and so we refinance. We've only got 20-30 seconds left here, but Anthony, why don't you close with that? What does it take to refinance, even from a legal perspective?
The key and most important thing to make sure is when you start out, you understand your goals. And if you do the math and say, okay, it's going to take me 3 years to build the equity I need to buy the next house, make sure you have a 3-year mortgage. You don't want to be paying penalties. So the most important thing as you go through this is to ensure that the terms of your mortgage, whatever it may be, suits your needs.
Yeah. And then we get a lawyer involved. He registers, the new amount, and Bob's your uncle.
There you go.
Yeah. Listen, time flies. Kemba, thank you so much for being on the show. I wish you all the best, and it's very inspiring what you're doing. Anthony, always great to have you on. Can't wait to have you back. For you that are watching, thank you for watching. We wouldn't have a show if you didn't. For more information, go to theeverydayinvestor.info. Until next time, we'll see you same time, same place next week, all that kind of good stuff. Honey, I love you. I'll be home soon. Ciao, everyone.